self-destructive issues. It's not about his family and my family. It's about your family. And your family's hurting badly. If you're making less than, if you're a middle-class family, you're getting hurt badly right now. You're sitting at the kitchen table this morning deciding, well, we can't get new tires for the ball because we have to wait another month or so. Or are we going to be able to pay the mortgage? Who's going to tell her she can't go back to community college? They're the decisions you're making. Middle-class families like I grew up in Scranton and Claymont, they're in trouble. We should be talking about your families, but that's the last thing he wants to talk about. I want to say, I want to talk about North Korea. I do want to turn to 10 seconds, Mr. President. It's a typical political statement. Let's get off this China thing, and then he looks the family around the table. I mean, just a typical politician when I see that. Let's talk about North Korea. Okay. That's why I got elected. Now, let's get off the subject of China. Let's look around, sitting around the table. All right. Come on, Joe, you can be better. We're going to talk about North Korea now. President Trump, you've met with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un 3 times. You've talked about your beautiful letters with him. You've touted the fact that there hasn't been a war or a long-range missile test. And yet North Korea recently rolled out its biggest ever intercontinental ballistic missile and continues to develop its nuclear arsenal. Do you see that as a betrayal of the relationship you forged? Just 30 seconds here because we need to get on to the next one. So when I met with Barack Obama, we sat in the White House. Right at the beginning, had a great conversation. It was supposed to be 15 minutes, and it was well over an hour. He said the biggest problem we have is North Korea. He indicated we will be in a war with North Korea. Guess what? We will be in North Korea. He does have plenty of nuclear capability. In the meantime, I have a very good relationship with him. Different kind of a guy, but he probably thinks the same thing about me. We have a different kind of a relationship. We have a very good relationship, and there's no war. And you know, about 2 months ago, he broke into a certain area. They said, oh, there's going to be trouble. I said, go there now, because he's not going to do that. And I was right. Look, instead of being in a war where millions of people, Seoul, you know, is 25 miles away, millions and millions, 32 million people in Seoul, millions of people would be
Alright, so if you think about it, oh, okay. So what do people normally do? What do people normally do if they don't have a cell phone or an iPad or a laptop? If they don't know anything about computers or cell phone, what's the first thing they buy? They purchase a TV. They either get Dish, Comcast, Xfinity. They buy if they ain't got a cell phone, they use a TV. That's their eye. That's their view into the world in public. What people don't get around in this neighborhood when it comes to the internet, social media. Let me just put it like this. I've had plenty of Androids. This is my first iPhone. I just thought I'd fuck around and see if I could go live on YouTube. Let's me go live on an iPhone. I can go live on YouTube, and on Android I can't. And I know why. Because I know what adults and kids do with Androids. So I had to step it up a level and get an iPhone. See, I'm not here to my own account. And I'm not here what people think I'm here for. But that's the whole point people are older and they don't like cell phones, they stick to the TV. Or they stick to DVDs or Roku essentials for Roku. There, there's a lot of new technology, a lot of new, and there's a lot of programs. There's a lot of programs. Well, let me just put it like this: when you buy a TV, you think maybe people in the house, maybe they either know what you're watching or not, but people outside, not just around your neighborhood, but around the fucking world. Because the first thing Donald Trump said was, Donald Trump said, "We're being spied on. That's why we're being spied on. That's why we spy on people. We're not worried about what we do. We're not worried about what we do. We're worried about what they do." You know how families are not supposed to be divided? Families are not supposed to be divided. Well, neighbors are not supposed to be divided, especially against you. And a gated community, a gate, GATE community, or neighborhood, the families and neighbors are not supposed to be divided. It's not supposed to be like that. The only one that threw a hot dog and hamburger party was the neighborhood hooker, the neighborhood whore. And I'm like, look, appreciate the offer, but no thanks. But anyway, a lot of people are confused about reality, and a lot of people are confused about confusion. And there are laws. There is laws, and there is law and order. But Joe Biden, he wants to make America the real devil's playground. He really wants to go that route. Little did he know about Joseph Biden. Little did he know about Joseph Biden. They don't know him all too well. I'm up front, face to face with these motherfuckers all the time, even when I'm sleeping. A lot of parents don't approve of what their kids do without cell phones. A lot of parents don't approve what their kids do with cell phones. What's the difference? There really ain't a difference. Are you going to keep your kids away from reality? So one day they could grow up and be like Chris Gallagher, be falsely accused, be lied about, and all the hypocrites accuse the kids of shit the parents did, or be hypocrites about each other. Or you just let your fucking kids live naturally. To go to fucking prison for killing people, to go to prison. If not, they end up wherever they end up. I think it'd be better for the parents to let the kids live naturally. That don't mean let your children be terrorists. Don't let your children be terrorists. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. I got 2 sons. I don't talk to my sons. You know what? Their mothers didn't want me to be any parts of their lives. And I'm like, well, maybe that's what God wanted. Maybe my 2 sons got to figure their fucking own path of journey. They don't need dad's help. They can do it on their own. Wouldn't you think it wouldn't be better to let your kids live under your authority and supervision, but at the same time let them find their own fucking money and their own fucking way in life, instead of trying to the parents trying to be dictators of what their fucking kids do. Hey, They can't blame me if my sons are killers, or they end up on Pornhub, or they end up famous, or they end up being multimillionaires or street bums. Say, hey, that's where they ended up. There ain't nothing I can do about that. They pick their tea, they pick their tea and they drink it. That's all Americans should have free will to say and do what they want. Under the authority of law and order, they should have that. I don't think it's right for families, in different households in the neighborhood to try to dictate what the neighbors do. Especially on their cell phones, or their laptops, or their computers, or even on their TVs. How do people know so much about people in other households they don't even go into? How do they know about so much about people they don't even talk to? It's kind of funny that all the children and adults keep saying the same thing about me. But I'm not allowed to get $500,000 from God. I'm not allowed to have of-age girlfriends. I don't think we should dictate what, even in our own household, what the other people are doing. I don't think that's appropriate. I don't think that's legitimate. I don't think it's legal. If you're paying rent and you're going about your business where you live, you should have free will to do whatever the fuck you want. Instead of trying to dictate what your neighbors do, what people live inside your house do, and what your fucking kids do, what your fucking parents do, and who the parents talk to, who the kids talk to, it shouldn't be a fucking problem. The only time you dial 911 is somebody's dead or dying. If there's a fight, break it up. Don't wait for the law to come. Break the fucking fight up. Don't wait for the fucking police to show up. Get off your fucking dead asses and break the fucking fight up. If your neighbors are fighting, let them fight. Don't worry about it. If you don't want to call the law, if you want them to stop fighting, don't call the fucking law. Go over there and break the shit up. Don't wait for the police to show up. Somebody might end up dead. Somebody might end up going to prison. Break the shit up. Anyway, back to the iPhones and the internet and social media. You can hide. You can be a hermit. You can be a hermit crab. You can hide. You can hide behind other people. You can hide behind your household. You can fucking hide all you want. You can run, but you can't fucking hide. You can run forever. You're never gonna get anywhere running from your destiny, from your fate, from your path, your journey. You're never gonna get anywhere running. In other words, if you're jumping household to household, you're just putting your fucking problems on other people. That's all you're doing. You're going. I got to leave this house and go to the next house, man. They're gonna catch up to me, not knowing that your neighbors or your friends or your family, not knowing that you're putting all your bullshit on their shoulders. That's why I used to hate when I'd have 5 different friends show up every day, because they're putting their fucking problems on me. I learned to stay my ass fucking home. I learned to stay home, man. That way, I don't have to put my problems on other people. If you stay home and stay in your own house, you ain't got to worry about people getting pissed off at you about putting your problems on them. Just stay home, handle your business at home. Don't jump from house to house around Battle Creek, Michigan, America, the world, running from your enemies without, they're not knowing that you're leaving all your problem's on them. But anyway, when it comes to internet, social media, unless you're really gonna fuck with Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and Twitter and TikTok and Snapchat, unless you're really gonna do something and say something, don't fuck with social media. Don't fuck with the internet. Unless you're really gonna fuck with that shit like that, don't mess with it. Some people don't have enough to say. They do too little and not enough. And if you're always doing the same thing, I feel sorry for you. If you're always doing the same shit, I have some empathy and sympathy for you. You gotta do other shit. You can't always be doing the same shit, especially on your cell phones. People, they're gonna catch on real fucking quick. They're gonna catch on real fucking quick what you're doing, because you're always doing the same shit. You gotta be careful. Make sure you can move around real good. That way people don't catch on so fast. In other words, don't say a little bit and think you're saying enough. You better tell the whole fucking story. You better tell the whole fucking story. Don't be fronting on your people. Tell the whole fucking story. Don't leave chapters or verses out of a full book. You gotta read the book. You gotta read the book out loud. Make sure you read that whole motherfucker. And if you want to go by the New Testament or Old Testament, don't go just by one chapter or one verse. You better study that whole bitch inside out. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't read a book for yourself, you're just going by with what people say about the book. Yeah, this is what I heard about the Old Testament. This is what I heard about the New Testament. Did you read the son of a bitch? No. Then they're lying to you. What you mean? So you didn't read the shit for yourself. That's like someone in your household getting up, taking a shower, going out and hustle every day, or somebody getting in your household, going to work every day, and you just sitting at home not doing shit. Oh yeah, I get a paycheck. Oh yeah, where you work? Oh, I don't work, my husband works. Oh yeah, I hustle every fucking day. Well, who does the hustling? Oh, my son does, but I'll just take credit for what my son and husband do. No, you can't do that. You got to experience the shit for yourself. You can't live off somebody else's. You can't live off somebody else's lifestyle. If you're not really fucking doing it, how you gonna get credit? That's like having faith without works. It's dead. You got faith, but you ain't got the works. Sorry, hon. Sorry, little girl. Sorry, little boy. You're not really doing it. Sorry, little girl and boy. You're really not doing it. You're trying to live off somebody else's hustler job work and money. You're not really doing this shit for yourself. Everybody in the house has got a hustle and a job. Everybody but you. And you think you're making money and doing something off what other people are doing in the fucking house.